Indeed, Onyame enim say a bit to me aswa. Baby bia will be a bekoso ama wakwaba edoba de chinsoma so. Channel say we United Television so ena wo shey. E wa be fontain time so UTV Ghana. Saso na be mo channel 360 on DSTV so yes stream live e wo hono mo betimi ahye ni nyina wo hono. We fie mo so ye de ba e ho ye di kan ato monkra anase ye de ato manim se nde ye ba be bo enkomo. Na enkomo na yebebo no obia ehia bi de wo pesa wuti nyina nsoso no wobetse no ende onimdini opanyin kese a obeka yensa e wo fi ha sei eye osahene Alexander Afenyo Markin enkane wona na ye majority leader now the mighty minority leader or no so a member of parliament ma a futu constituency o fi ha sei ayebebo enkomo onobo me mwakwaba
Njodo
ibe aboko de
nyankopo na dum
ye nije pass ye nya wo fi ase
mazo oye menije de mabaha onde mabaha che enka no na yeba UTV anapotututu yeba program oyam do de mabato enuanuma yeba production team na che de UTV moya as retaining workers for all these years and oye menije again meso mbo hona bado ejuma kasa warrior educating, entertaining, especially one late night show be what non-partisan discussion and yete because politicians no ya so yazin kaka enti zami yete ya oma ebo hu pru na wejuma eye no se epenyeza and my former chairman Truth.Hon na my current chairman I speak kwaya one room when ejumazin na the entire constituency executives polling station executive electoral area coordinators egudo ye ejuma zaso
yesa se ye bo enwum mienu den taisa enwum nechi because me producer ka chem say enwum e da wakoma so a wo pepa e kai wo den
well the cranopa no na Uncle Pa John here the leader of the Winneba Youth Choir that there was an incident in Parliament and I was a bit down so the next morning Mohona a security nikade in painful bi abamechi na was a Winneba Youth Choir so Nubu one what bear no na Uncle Pa John say oh honorable ended that more osi wa parliament no e ka de yembra anope na yembo bo ndwum na yemfa nche chiwore na yemfa nhye wonkran so mema hon egwa watan na ye sha se de yezizi ye hon komo oto ndwum and then in the end he came up with this song. The as a teacher was a bar and can only the minjum was a best and it was so touching and it resonated with me and the challenges. The Abrabona Yerbono, there are good times and bad. And you know, what your opinion was a Juma Kase being lead and manage. If you manage and you don't lead, you fail. If you manage and you don't lead, you fail, and vice versa. So, to be a leader in MPP, Onye Juma Kakaba, is a party of equals. So our equals, our lawyer, engineer, you know. When people ma or there ite inya abota susonko de bia or there bompa no there for mo abota na etum ezi edwuma because imiem dindindina inya asem egum nso a ye weak until you manage it and look at the history of the party painful was bobo azeno na wo ye nyimnyam fa wankasa wo ho nzibio wo ho na abrebom until no that's the difference and again when people munso no the yen approach no painful akracheful na azentino azibi owa obaka de bi wompe too much of them grassroots zama no because of party no the way intino be here the bedroom them constituency no and then how they think then also adjust then of course I was a jumana no you must also let the people know your vision because the times we are in I would say that politically we are under siege. We need to adjust as part of the rebranding and the rebuilding because the ordinary Ghanaian oye shoemaker, oye truck pusher, ochuaboboya must relate to the party. Although party though the party na obobuan dama. Esha Ghana yan abokasam na kabimamenke bima. Itum the only party we tum ozi social intervention programs aba na we tum wa sustain only MPP. In other words, MPP penny party we tum ozi nhihye bia Ghana nyi bia nya no mumfaso. Yes shase wo kufo ze free maternal care osi se obaten ofe yefun okwa on free one jinisika kufo kriya so na obey osi de ini bibia apomezinia nka no eko hospital inisika eko sebi washo umpo ne inisika na we detain the we busuanfo botua kufo ye nhihye ya osi de bi ye mfa bibia wo fa health insurance mbra wana na oye MPP abana na Ghana yente ne faribada yenyi numu ayi wo friend then abokosen bia we bibi memu in fact America croker imported them mpo na health insurance nyi wa oye free de itua kura afimuni nyina eko hospital free kufo so oze school feeding also look ikonkrasin krasa sebe ezibaninti abufanu nko school nti damza Ghana yesi kasam no onhwe no onye budget bia school bia no abeni school bia no woba mama family eziban. I'm trying to say that these are major interventions obwa Ghana yebaka de say yehwe party or ye grassroots party in MPP but that matter akufo ado so bay e ba sam no kan also look school some na nka so no ya how intino oze free SHS reba oze bay ma yezi hu desen so ebio vocational training all the 58 vocational training institutes ayo Ghana no were abandoned institutes. In fact, they were not a priority of government. Akufo-Addo more a priority. In therefore, all the 58 vocational training institutes, they have been re-equipped, refurbished. Edwa efatawenwa on set okache. My population also akoso. I can cite Winneba. Winneba now what population is just under 300. Akufo-Addo ye ni free. Or retooling NVTI. Population no I exceed 1,000 and is the same across board. I don't immediately have the statistics, but you can check. Or at another time, I'll bring you the data. Me my classmate, me one real BEC 94. When you're distinction, winning to Anko Secondary School, on them, Uhianti. I'm a mezzin or yadum. In the mutu be cray. In the even final year, me isikenyi fee, Mr. Father, we in Izabe to fee, no mami redeployment action, Nisika ozi koto gare, ako nso abrun, ma ifie nye kra. Into you man yanko fresi kafobia, many one is agor, in a waka one awful. Na waboy. Ena no kra park in them so say ne best be by there obi a obo breaking the record history literature government them nimpano on benefit from that bursary na adom keke mutumi nyan anya the man chama drop it out. I'm bringing this in to tell you that NPP though was ye akrachefo eku ye middle class, but in reality no yen hihye boa grassroots. and NDC cannot compare.
So Ujitum said moye akrachefo said
the founding fathers were men of honor and of substance, but their ideology was to create an opportunity for the vulnerable in society. Sometimes people get it wrong. They say property owning democracy. Yes, property owning democracy, because a nation must build wealth for its citizens to benefit, and in so doing, wana wowo nimzenu wonya na wahwe wana wowo fom. So obi bakade helping those at the lowest ebb of fortune's will. Emma hondo nti sa ame kwame na, for instance, my Marco school 2012 2016 elections. Odu bebi oyezina obiare kanezi obia sedam na jezinin park fom no. Yes, the battle is a lot. So where is our God, NPP? For me, as do we spend a little time to commit the party into God's hands? Anytime the party had collectively made that effort to say that, look, Okun, you're raising a kuno. Unkunyimzi, yeah, look, make your opposition. Maminke him from Bob, Auntie Cynthia Nabad, or me colleague Cynthia Morrison. Okay, those days, your opposition, 2014, 2015, she had a prayer team. Okay, then me call. Or man paying that Akufa Dunifia. Sometimes I can find na prayer team. Wujinja. What bompaya? No, why you're fasting? Cynthia Morrison was leading that team. I remember. Okay. Minim ankran krosa. What committee one the look? Politics, you know, yeah, pay for tum, young from Pibo, nzi enenyi meka. Oh yeah, abrebono zawo hu na zawo hu so ho, modat masa. And is when you be is a bobra, bottle foam.
Okay.
E bompa na is bibia she odefo nsa. Ntina yen payinfo obu baby there. Or you nyame a wosumeya osumuhu nu yehu osande ma woze wadwene susun na obi so osusun za se nti izimpa bote echi na imozi wanyi mekana ubibie wie pepepe na odu bia bonde enyi jembrodu nti na ye wie free ye ho mipenyin bi oya no nkomozi nyina o se kwame na mo wie free ho openyin bi no nkomonyin o se mo wie free ho nti me ze anope za me catch party mba nyina ni de ma ye wi free ya hu de ye nya me de do na ozi ye n'enyim 2000 election o ma nkunyimze ye yes da ma bre no soja ben a wala e koto wa bompa na was itrujin which was in sutar na ye hu nza osi wo kwam na battles no constituency was the second one na ni mojai ugu broad daylight na empire each.
Okay.
Odu baby was one handover empire each budget masa. Kufuor was a 2 million then. Man, or you're there for Najum. 2016 the same thing. So I'm saying that in all of these crises, Obi Bakada na demo Minana you want to aba na you call for them. My joy is that in spite of all these disappointments, if the data now, NDC did not really get any new numbers there significantly. One vote in 2020 across 2024. So for me, I'm so optimistic that look, come 2028, Empire Ejumazin, Empire Bon was a Korean Baba automatically.
Okay.
But that masa. Ejumazin, because of course, Eruntum and Bompay na enkade iye lazy. So a Bompay, no, therefore it's so con net the Ejumazin. I mean there, the NPP vision for Ghana no, is the best.
Okay. Honorable Okasa says here, you know, wako yechi wama ya bakwasem kakra na uche mwe free soja ban eba even at some point a crampono na more member of parliament from MPP side was about 61. And from there,
okay.
no,
You're talking about 96.
Yes, from there, no, Mobile Monima about 161, 69. Obi beka say wo ko wenimo a usua enema bebre se wo wechi mo number no esa motimi abɔ mo na put myself together enyine akodru baby. At some point, lay person beka say no mo you too complacent. Mo say yen na mo dwene ye ho, but e go to point be say enye yen na mo fa ye ho biom ye ka asem krompo na mo nti se ye word admit wo say won ka say mo ye nipa etoda na se mo re e free mo ho. Moving forward, a dear pa na mo de ba e be da sonko ama wo mo buofu o mo beka say afei di akoma to ye yem nti e be ba together na ya be vote ama mo.
Abna was ebisa asem ozikan meji to me there odubina tumuba enyenze menyina na ye ne ye nti obviously the last 8 years are yenye tum no menjizi there in spite of our successes there were also some disappointments. I mejitum
okay,
obviously yeah nimpa, but the main thing ebaze sonku na yebeye na yezi ashe nkrofo nkran yezi amon na reshem yezi amon hu de debi anamontui woze hyeyan sabioa ebotumi ayenie ekor ni ja ya je tum de nzama kra na biebi ankoye ibio yen vision for the country, private enterprise for the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian. I think that all the year tumina yes shemikena or the yama Ghana for what I see or ye intertrim ibio me feel that the new MPP would have to make known the systems are obviously guard wastes so that, for instance, so one will be getting on Fenzigua, a system will be in place. Obe make sure the nimpana was ashen and said, or is Guana and Fasona wa bordo. Ibio say yeri ye abana. You be make sure that in Zama Timemufunu Guiano saying Poyan Adrian Wafan za washed Papa Naran Casano, no the yete. And I also think that governance with good research because sometimes like Mexican Markin our wide you but in your sooner will be
edging
and as we feel that was a reckon in your interim but that's myself then also we create a platform of equal opportunity. Sometimes politics or ya prepare mejitum
no because equal opportunity
oh chede ye tipen kor nti sa me fisimpa me fisimpa mama me ye futu my papa ye anlo oh if you Asante obiso ofibole obiso ofi talensi obiso ofi yendi on phone baby efi nambom the qualities in you or competence will be the priority.
Okay.
At the same time, and also was a balance the if create a rainbow coalition, a national picture where will be able to MPP truly them bre they be a national party on phone baby if say iwe nimzia ezebe bibia party nbe de ne baba wakonya mpojo atmasa intinu mejizi de daminze menyina Ghana fo wo hwe dam party won suba nteden oh say me a lawyer na me fi krasi bia ana menya akonya na o de ye madam assurance o tintim onkofo woni tim some idea bi na se menyi panyin bi wo esora anama idea na oboboa ankrankra dwumayen anadam idea no wobeja atuma na that assurance must be there obi opedo twa abobo ya na we hu opportunity bi wo baby a obenya sikaze akoto abobo ya ne bia ana obenya akonya wabra ne wofa bi ense ikunu mu ana. You know, all these things, you know, is part of the rebranding and rebuilding. Because ekotoaba, the ordinary person onya assurance the above one abana year to no oya mbwenti na nyimparo to aba enya do to do ya na fro keke mbojat masa eyi embibi abesin ko na meko senya na mebisa haru na eseku wenya ni baby ko mebisa nde abazenti na senyafo enye wodan wo ye MPP no ka se micham o se obeye MP Obuzia na bem na oye transport minister okofie biem na otra na man okofie ma wakafa ekor ozna akoto adwuma wa feyi ozna ekosu adwuma wa feyi oz no odecheche party no tu ebusuan budget masa so ehun papa ye no mfa so budget masa
nti ma wo mu otimi
dame edon no mpochomata correct
okay
nti echichire dame edon na edon wanyimpa na kunuma generation all be nyina no
omobedon
ozechi because parting abua nti me just there as part of yen rebranding yen rebuilding for victory 2028 no dame nzame yaza all the yedwen homo the se nkunyimzire ba ya sure yen timemufo de look on phone mpoda yin party member mboano bododo na se awu first time inyamboa na chede imu the party odwene I mean come 2028 NDCs for nankasa also will be a new candidate because of course yen Mahama Sabio on kaye 2 terms constitution in my condemn into no I mean there you know or yeah statesman you know I don't see him as a politician again.
Okay. So some feel some way ahead of NDC and
not necessarily.
Okay.
You can only be ahead when you have also put your house in order.
Okay.
The failures of your opponent does not guarantee an automatic victory for you. First order, I will also put your house in order. But what I'm saying is that issues like apathy. Oh, it is to be expected.
Okay.
Ayezi to be expected. Ibabema from day one or to that ice block no start door melt. Your enemy start from day one because obi benya obirinya. But that's my side. It's the NDC. Someone now. The same thing.
After 4 years.
The apathy has already started.
Okay.
I won't give details, but it's obvious. We know what we know. But that's my side. And then also, on one Kasanu, they gave empty promises. They took advantage.
NDC.
Oh, of course. You see, what is new? What is new? But it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
Empty promises.
Bibiara manembe.
But all of us na obeka se bi obi promise empty no na wo nyina so.
Of course.
Ebi
okay, so one, they promised women banking. They were all over. No what promised they look. Yan mama no ma wo zigwa no. Wo bobo one wo be set a bank.
Yeah.
Na when sika was zigwa. Okay.
Per the budget almost set 51 million.
What is 51 million? What is 51 million?
When we say meet a criteria, a Bank of Ghana, at the Madia, but said, "Oh, seed money." Seed money for what? They are more from Okroma. Galamsey body are establishing 4.6 billion. And we almost say a solution to the canker.
I'm not an economist. Me here economist. Me here law.
Okay.
But that is simplistic view now.
Chief Executive Director Sami Jemfi
Chief Executive Officer you mean?
Officer Betana Hasi Kasaye Sami Jemfi ma o chire mu o breaking it down one to the tangent say enko base ye gold no ebenwunu said the first name you know foreigners no entimi embebo nremu emma ye sika no enwunu nko small scale miners no now omutu omu gold omu ni baby ombetimi regulate price no emma first no na good gold for oil omuntimi manage the prices until obi anya the gold esa say no born cost until they ko baby a ebe cost but we are going to they are all going to be under one umbrella said the ombetimi regulate price no. That's the reason to more asset a good board.
State control of economic variables, you know, it hasn't helped. A country like Ghana, bureaucracies have hit us more because people take advantage. Look, I won't be here because we are doing politics to condemn the initiative.
Okay.
And attack personalities.
Okay.
But I'm saying that the idea of the gold board, you know, practically will not help the country. Why? It is rather going to create an opportunity that will promote Galamsey.
Hey.
Remember. You see, what small scale miners? I know. I know that small scale mining, perhaps on paper, could be said there is different from Galamsey on paper. But in reality, those who claim to be small scale miners are in effect doing Galamsey. By the way, if the person says that or a small scale miner, it presupposes there or we need to be our auto turn equipment.
Yeah.
But that's my sir. Before you get a mining license, whether large scale or small scale, in your proposals, in your financials, the Minerals Commission on Sora Kekemo license.
Okay.
Now, what's Minia Sami Jemfi and Kanye? What's it? They are in the law. No, they are also saying that they are going to buy equipment.
I know more the truckers.
Come on. Oh, please.
You see, say free
that
land.
Is where the danger is.
Oma sign ama with the free kwa the omu control. Now stop it. Into me machine into me juma.
I am an entrepreneur. I know the challenges in entrepreneurship. You can talk paper. Many finance minister akasa. Market and they look. Me respecting. Good idea. Honor Sami Jemfimina akasa. Mr. Sami, you know what? Great idea. But there are eminent risk. Real dangers. Look, anya careful. Nkofo beji sika npo won't ya. Or what's aggregators be or the worker to gold no was about. Or what catch your party member. Sikana amba na input in the nursery guarantees are aben bolusi sika ibio mami wie ibio azana esere no you say you want to fight Galamsey trust me, once you start buying equipment for people, once you say oh small scale mining, by the way what the Galamsey gold baba yedene is there any system in place to say that yepe gold one mining in a proper way. Let's stop it. No, I am saying that it's one of the failings. One of the things are abeni ambwa. Two, go back to the women in banking. Women in banking, 51 million. 51 million. At this beza, even 100 Ghana cedi per person. Nkofai 51,000. 100
Ghana cedis.
No. Oya samka. Me say kadere 100 Ghana. Of course, you can't give 100 Ghana. The minimum is bois obine wezigwa oton pure water. And now oye asana and oye kokumpa. The capital is about money 1,000. I mean in Winneba, the women entrepreneurship program I mean the minimum I give is 1,000 Ghana cedis. And who na be budget myself. So in my 1,000, in my 100 impo. It's into 1,000 and 100 impo. The 51 million, oh yeah, I some 50,000 people. So I'm telling you that the government itself is not serious about its own promise. Two, let me go to two. agriculture.
Nanka.
Abna, let me finish. You asked an important question.
Nanka, the same first one, because Oka gold in Asemono. Some of them feel more to the tangent, say because of say, yentimi the right source are two gold no at the Afenyo. About international markets now, ASR London bullion, your muntimi and my price because no, you need to provide the source. Say a legal and santi and no sir. Regulations.
Let's not stay on issue one for too long.
Doable.
Good idea. They may mean well.
Okay.
But unfortunately, they are playing into the hands of Galamsey.
Okay.
And I do not see any light at the end of that tunnel. They have oversimplified it. Oh, you bring your gold, it will show up our forex and then it will stabilize the economy. No. You see, it is too simplistic.
Okay.
Because you are only looking at a fraction of the issues that affect the stability of the city. A key issue to consider is agriculture. Okay? Grow to feed yourself and export. There's made a huge promise for agriculture. But what was the budget for agriculture? The budget statement, the finance minister also offered 1.5 billion. IBA estimator 924 million. Meanwhile, in the 924 million, a chunk of the amount is for compensation. Compensation is salaries of workers. So the amount of money for capital investment to say that, oh, the misike yet a cop undo 200 million. So from day one, you have failed the ordinary Ghanaian that you promised Nkukon a promising there you are going to support agriculture. Because say maybe someone there very knowledgeable person, I so much respect him in parliament. Look, he is redundant. He's a lame duck minister because he has nothing to work
with in terms of
yes, was on you know, in the farmers in the country, the vegetable farmers in my constituency, those in various rice farming activity, maize, agro processing, they have expectation in this year's budget. By the way, government can only spend what has been appropriated, what has been approved by Parliament, what is in the budget. Estimates now we provided. If agriculture, which is key, you fail to provide for, you are supporting Galamsey with more money, 4.6 billion. Whereas in agriculture, you have only an amount of 200 million plus to invest. What are you trying to do? Zero. Then let's come to the third issue. 24-hour economy. I'm pay me pede Ghana fu nyina hu de. Ye nuanum NDC fo no was a sebe in the Adan was about beam.
Omucha Ghana for intro.
Obviously, 24-hour economy. What's it then? We propose what's it? Is it 133 or 311?
Yeah.
Maybe something. In other words, what's one job, three shifts?
3 shifts, yeah.
Right, one job, 3 shifts. I expect that a key promise that you've made, it should be included in your year one budget. Okay? What is not in the budget cannot be implemented. Simplicity. Oman Parliament with SONA, State of the Nation Address. Odu 24-hour economy assembly also 24-hour economy assembly or that budget in into yenua at force number no will provide details throughout the vetting. Realizing that Bisa one nominee is 24-hour economy sebi but all the clip no MPs nipi ministers nipi wa sebi one comes a manifesto mpono one kan anamobwa maybe someone about 24-hour economy. Obia one inchim. Ibinu po maybe someone about one by a manifesto nupa Osman or check. And somewhere, honest to say, they did not read.
So be a winning shame. I saw what classroom net teaching near trade. The way we see, I'm even notes and because sometimes you paraphrase.
No, but what is 24-hour economy? Is there one job, 3 shifts? Which areas are you going to focus on? The areas you are going to focus on, should be included in your first budget statement. What incentives are you going to provide to create the 24-hour economy? Because you see, the essence of the 24-hour economy was job creation.
Okay, but
I'm saying that I'm saying that
I say Honorable Elizabeth Echo Olam. Okay. Encourage you to do what? Or pastor now no master say with the policy.
You see, Lizzie is a respected lawyer. You know. You see, you can't use propaganda to run a government.
When you company.
Listen, if UTV, more shift system, how does government take credit for it?
But
listen to me. No, wait.
Ghana publishing, company almost 24 economy. And also
listen, if a company has its policy and is implementing its own corporate policy based on Juma or year, government can only take credit if a certain incentive is introduced to enhance it. So, for instance, UTV, more system waha. Mutumi a program open 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Within that period, the workers are also there. Woye juma. Inti abemba no so look, more electricity bill are mutia wahan. Mamu incentive bia, you pay half because you have a system to employ more. That is an incentive. Government can take credit. If abemba also do more tax, equipment are mozebano, you introduce a system mozeba, it's free. More corporate tax in Australia, then government can claim credit. Or the policy or benefit one into more employ more. You see, the essence of intervention by government for the private sector is to create a space for job creation. That is why Akufo-Addo by introducing 1D, 1F. What was the one district, one factory vision for?
Was it successful?
Largely successful. Those that benefited, yes. But it got to a point, the same NDC realized that no, there will be so many gains. So they started playing politics with it. They've cancelled it. Okay? There is nothing in place to support the private sector. This budget are already 2025. It's an anti-private sector budget.
Hey.
Tell me, ask your chief executive, ask the founders of Despite Media, ask them that upon reading the budget, what is the incentive for them as an industry player? Ask entrepreneurs, go around the country, interview entrepreneurs. Those in agro processing. No, but it's not about yet to. It should be because in the budget.
You share even a sanitary pad promise or Momiki.
Oh, come on.
Now, no, almost my indigenous businesses, no, I'm a manufacturer.
No, but that was an old thing, please. Mami, Bocho. Mama won't find me and going in your
No, some may be so.
Don't coffee one can occur. One can occur. No, listen, one can occur. Onye MPP aban ekede Abno Sayasare, Minister of State, Finance Ministry, came to defend why we were even giving tax incentive to some of the companies now where you were friending were manufacture sanitary pad, and they said that you impose a tax on one who import so that we would discourage importation. The government of MPP put in place measures say if a production of Ghana, you will get the incentive so that you can manufacture cheaper, you can employ more. In fact, that was the main traction. And the Union was the DB. I'm saying that in this 2025 budget, there is nothing for the benefit of the private sector. For instance, when they are all out in town, what's the way e-levy? Okay, yeah. We repeal e-levy. Good. So people are happy. Good. But do you know that the levies at the ports on imports of goods, they maintain it? One touch. So Aboso Kai, remember?
I mean, in the next, you know.
Agrobosa Ofianopa. You promise Ghanaians. It's the Wakro, Oman paying so cro. Aboso Kai. Wakonenam Kokompe, Wakro, Edum, Wakro, Swame, Memiwe. What's it? No, when you be crowd, in there or a process. Now, if they are taking some, they are taking some. They are giving some tax relief, sir. I would say, okay, what's that? I'm saying that is zero. Go to Ghana Union of Traders. Be someone. Invite them. That in this 2025 budget, was there any repeal of tax here? Nankan Wotri and Akufo-Addo Abembe where you tax it. In fact, there were some taxes, sir. Nankobe expire 2025. There was even an attempt to extend it perpetually. Now, and you are saying you stop one. Then they extended them to 2028. The large-scale mining companies, they've imposed tax in the first, no, 1%. Why are 3%? Why some that those companies were making more profit? But it's not only through taxation, but you can also give the tax rebate and encourage production. So I'm simply saying that the ordinary businessman, the trader, there is nothing to celebrate in this 2025 budget. And that is a reality. I will challenge the NDC, open the budget and tell me that these are major incentives for the private sector. What's the way you want D1F? Interview Honorable Elizabeth Ofosha-Ajare and ask her the trade ministry now. In fact, that is also another redundant ministry. It's also another redundant because what are they doing? Was in Zamania was Akash good big push. And then even if you look at Jubilee House, salaries for one appointees. They provided about 2.7 billion. Okay, the 2.7 billion is even more than agriculture, 924 million. So I'm saying that NDC for the way promises are way no ba wo be says Busume Basa na yewomi men kada Busume Basa they should achieve everything. That would be unreasonable. But what I'm saying that in terms of policy measures, the structures are was I sure we put this in place, we put that in place, you know. You do that through your first budget. When
you say you're too early, so say you're expecting
our expectations are founded on policy.
Okay.
And it will not be wrong for me to raise that as a concern.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You bring budgets. It is in the budget that you detail your vision for the year. What you intend to do. If me show budget na azena it's one okay during campaign time. When you budget I won't take you serious. Okay. And I'm saying that NDC football will be uncronkred jumaya no. In Shishabi and you are why there was a bubble.
Okay.
Bien. I wanna why 1D1F. Where baby to 1D1F in its place 0. Ibio. No 24-hour economy now one kasa working. There was a 24-hour economy policy bill bar. Obe created jobs. So one job, 3 shifts. What's it? Obe created 3 shifts so that Obi benye biaye, Obi benye biaye, Obi benye biaye. NDC for our Winneba. NDC for our Apa. NDC for our Swedru. NDC for our Nima. And now Ghana youth our Nima. Our expectation do Nshishe iba mwenye juma nti wako to aba was my NDC awonya MPP no ebufu what should they expect? Zero. Because only one now finance minister say, oh, a tree was a 24-hour economy policy in Shishan was baba. Because you are done with your budget, meaning for 2025 is zero. Is it to be expected during mid-year review? We wait to see. Okay.
Say yeah, many wish say na yankasamfa about 2 months and then a month back. I mean 2 months down the line. ECG and some are sorry. You can correct me somewhere July and obey ECG chair. Minim say sanity there. Na abetoja about 1,346 containers ayira. Na mamin paraphrase assembly awokai parliament. O katre. I mean, you started by saying, sir, to your respected colleagues, sir, unless munyina mo betena hodomo a pretend they say munim de ekoso. Now some of the custom officers no connive with others to sell ECG, container to private sectors and later resell to ECG. Munim ekoso enye adepa nti ese munyina mo hwe na moka na obi so be bisa say abrebe ena wuhu sesa containers no yuraye na ye wabre so ana na as a member of parliament and as a chair die ba na muntu na wutufa ho.
Right, me that's it. Ozikan ma memfa the mincheche membra say ECG wama contract was mobi the import cables in brown and she say am kwekwa train there was a contract in menyimpa na the contract terminates upon delivery of bill of lading. Metri nyimpa no ozenenzama no or import no ozeba ozenkrata zeba ECG the nzama na ebodu port mewie medjuma then we put in invoice for payment. That means that the contract has been executed. So end of contract. The next thing is that ECG is a share no in the ECG now makes arrangement to pay duties. They will trade duties we are now port for no a release goods. Then the goods now go to the warehouse of ECG. Good. In the Sobi Bakach there, ECG work containers be report. Ayo. Na board chairman and na managing director Onyimubia Sebi. The minimpan Onyim Zoraka. Because containers were porter. It's under the full custody and control of the port authorities and other agencies that are responsible. It is a reason why Abenibia were national security officials were port. It's a reason why custom officials are there. It is a ECG for one containers under the custody of the port authorities. Na say Obisi Iowa. ECG managing director, board member, board chairman. One be the people to hold responsible. Port officials and all others responsible for the custody of the containers now our port one. Wait. I've understood all your abna. Wait. So I just need you to understand, because you see sometimes in some bar yentobala and change into bonde into asin yejuma. So let me explain it. The principle is this: people must understand there as he them not. Now, so we back at there ECG for one containers be ayo reporter. The minimum panel must give evidence how or you will report. In your intelligence infrastructure, you don't mistreat the person. Remember, managing director or baby minister assembly or what can ye But if you reduce it to partisanship, attack, I'm not suggesting that I am against accountability. Obian render accounts. But in the process, there must be a system in place. Obobwa. But where we play to the gallery all the time, attack. In the end, it says the NDC for budget aba. They're also going to start procurement. Governance is about procurement. A baby and you are over survive without procurement. Okay? You buy for the states. So Yabeshe,
Honorable,
they would have to take it easy and follow due process and allow us to all feel that Omanu Yenara. The more they continue to attack, persecution here, persecution there, in the press conference, NPP for the real problem is there. Solve it. Let me tell you, let me see in some working. In the NDC, MPP abredo. ECG ni more lawyers are. More lawyers, NDC for number wasn't NDC for Kukuda. No, NDC for ECG lawyer. In MPP time. They were the ones who were writing legal opinion. I have court documents. These same lawyers are. You know why and wonder what MDs are being. They were writing legal opinions. They were in court when people sued ECG. These were the same people that were defending ECG there. ECG in the Woko PPA. How can the same people today, when their party members are attacking the former MD and now or former managing directors for not going to PPA, they will keep quiet? PDS and some they were in the public space talking about corruption. Do you know that those lawyers are what defend PDS and ECG? They were Abrochi court. Yeah, and these lawyers. You see, let us say Ghana first. That is what I'm saying there. Za all kodono on boy. You see, as it be politics does not mean being partisan 24 hours. You look at the national interest. The fact that who opponent or the Bibia or Buano on each other can want some papa, I will opposition in Babin.
Okay, my yes,
but no, I need to. You brought an important question. Zawarian in the long run on unborn. I've been in government before. I started off in opposition. I am back into opposition. I know for a fact the bureaucrats is now creating in the public service, in terms of the structures,
okay.
It requires a collective political will to solve it. If we make it partisan, the man or why, then they are benefiting from the rots. No politicians were throwing. Look, Akufado, if you are being, there are appointees and there. What's the one power professional, one pose, 1 year a MPP for. There are people who are still playing ball with this current administration.
Sir.
Of course, you call a Ghana airport company. The chief executive, he appointed in there also NDC. No. I'm just giving an example. The chief executive of Ghana airport company.
No, more time. No.
Appointed. Why is it that some chief executive from day one terminating one appointment, even when there's a Supreme Court decision in the Donko versus the Republic case, the Supreme Court provided a clear path how chief executive of SOEs are to be handled in the change of government. All right, but there are some of them who had even retired were sacked. Obiawa retired was sacked. Ask yourself, why is the chief executive of Ghana Airport Company still in office?
So do you feel betrayed by?
Oh, I'm not going there. I'm saying there.
Okay. Yen share a revenue team. Nana can make me person me bisa said now kasa buying kamea yese in a way as omo hante the previous administration. Quite person and omonfa so business a signal bureau opinion EDA say who say ya transfer sika say ya say the contract.
No, please, you and I don't know. Don't let us go. Don't let us go there. No. I'm saying that it's unfair to the gentleman. Listen, sir. Listen to me. A security couple, an intelligence officer in any serious democracy, he won't be treated that way. Share obia awo ada no nenyo gudo or bonban won ye no basabaso. Okay, my yembra reverend it is awo ye no onye. Okay, naka me pesa kwan person and komonfa en handle. I'm saying that due process. Okay, you share reverend team for is what we need about minority or the evidence abetchemo about drug trafficking. Why are you asking me there about minority? I would listen. It be some there on the evidence abetche ahen. Because no, that's not a fair question. Please, okay, it's minority more. Evidence ban putu say yamu betimi e de ache yamu obi because yene tese de mo I'm a Ghanaian and niema e course so mine ko year me benefit bi efri mo anko ye so a me benefit enti se metaya say na make asa so make sama Ghana fo nyina adenti na yentimi emba yenya a conclusive adema obi entimi ntene ho ase say evidence saying that was a bino a challenge here, then we the minority we are providing this evidence. I didn't know my well, me just there your former committees we a lot of ejumana na nka mankutime ye no mpanyimfo what the down says ya wa ye on ejuma. So agent team for you or in charge of defense and interior committee and a committee no what you on ejuma what you're in the name of the minority caucus. Okay. Intermediaries there. So far, he is leading that conversation. Okay. On behalf of the minority caucus. I would not want to interfere with other views. Okay. I think so far he's handling the issue. What I don't like is the attacks on his personality. Okay. Our friends in NDC or that way tolerant. Politics was abutan na was here. In your being yadwinumpa in Shana Hoba. Mempe a corner yenuanum NDC funibi. What fada wakasa was it here. Or Chana Dwin azibia onu feel the onkoye. Abano so remanin trim. In yadwina on yawo beshe. Okay. Mejisi so there. NIB, or National Investigation Intelligence Bureau, it's not their duty by partisan committee to sit either in camera or before the cameras to discuss the issues. Grant him that he has put it on paper to demand for a committee deliberation. You don't attack him. You don't personalize the issue and now start calling him names. That is unfair. Unianum NDC should also understand that what opposition in some people working. All right, Sabi, is that how they were treated? And if they were treated this way, would they have been happy? So I think that issues about Yamahukwan na in Chechemembra. Inya aben ozi inhube shobi nimu na oba mo bia na sam akanimu nti no me jize nimbre pam no I think Reverend is around wobotum na we invite because the committee is seized with all the issues. Okay. Now if you want to further interrogate on your platform, I think you can do it. However, I hold a view there. The call by the committee led by, the call by him for the committee to sit is a right call because after all, that is the way to go. We are on break. He doesn't have an opportunity to file an urgent question now. The only opportunity is for the committee to deliberate and invite the agencies and share information. maybe somebody says, oh, he should bring the evidence out, he should bring the evidence out. Ebiana is so sensitive there. In the national interest, you know, the intelligence agencies or the agencies involved must hear it in camera. But that must But you don't attack him.
Okay. Me Reverend Kasai, no, or Kasi, so say there are certain things that are very sensitive. Yes, security, you know, thing. And yeah, there's a me about public, to a jasana. You being the minority leader. The worker is sensitive near DNA because Reverend Kasi so say evidence. Honorable, what do we need?
How can you ask me this question? I won't answer this question.
Are they?
No. But you can't be asking me questions about my caucus. I can't answer that. It's not right. No, it's not. You can't ask me whether me committee leader. No, I don't need. I won't get into that area. I won't get into that area with you. I will not get into that area with you. No, it's not appropriate.
Say,
Abina, do you want us to have a good end to this show?
Very.
You want to?
Yes.
We started well.
Yes.
We started well.
We started very well, and I want us to end well. Until you know the winyano.
No.
Okay. Say you can't Osahene Alexander Afenyo Markin me pacho ye.
Oh. So the mass me ya no. I'm sure as be chien. Mutu me ya no.
Enti mama
try bibi kaka. Well, me Ghana nyiba mpapa fian no.
Okay.
Mama me fie futu.
Okay.
Me bisa masi kakra. Ye trace yezuko otublo hu yezuko ojobi yezuko akomu yezuko ojobi ekropon gomu ekropon.
Okay.
Eba alonso mekatra mena na nchen wochiame and then mena na beyin efinya konopwe mekatra akwade no so nchen kakra muso no wonyem kre da memekwetu musia kasa no
enti uche kasa no
oyara.
Okay.
Na efutu na mabo me bring na.
Okay.
Marco School was Simpa, St. Augustine's, Mizako, Buckingham, Bradford, Ghana Law School, Oxford, Mizi MP, Mukoke Vasu Kakra. Na me become Nimugwane, Mukaya Law, because now become no yaza or your interest.
Okay.
Yewi school. Na 2 years no I dey yet refi into my career professional course bi Okanda Graduate School of Management.
Okay.
As a share hostel wa Crowa House na mezi be mfida watwe as a career post boy wo Ghana Post abrebo no is na yakọ abrebo mu school kakra no mezi sha me adwuma ase because maybe ana me preda me yankwankra adwuma yi and yazini ne ma yato company Yegudo, as a Bobra. Maybe a lawyer, and so I enjoy courtroom practice. And you know, I took a lot of my advocacy to court. I'm a lawyer, Mesity office, me per court, Ejuma. And see, Yegudo, me just there. Politics or public life, no more, you should CP. But za nyameza mahenyen obi bi said anti na mekasha amanyosem za mefem wa brebom and the fact that nyankopon mama akonya me jizi de motu me use the makonya no wa abenim ana amanyosem na metime mufusu wenyam ho mfaso and ibe futu a mentum mfama no nka but nyankopon afamedo ezudwume pi ama efutu man and mokoda aso na masum abrabo nde from de bia maka de botum na a survivor yempa sande amfa mpa ambobra bashufo.
So you're Christian?
Oh yes, me a Catholic but me so no mama me nyimu crop Pentecost kakra and na me na so nyimu crop Ghana Apostolic kakra.
Okay.
But mama nka awon sembi me so na was mu crop cha me no mama me papa no mama oye abrewa dajezo no ye konfopɛnyin wo chairman but yɛne fie ne nkyɛnara na Roman aso no ebegye de ɔno ɔzem ka hye father ne nsem
wow
me na besia kosida no pe bia no ɔzem kɔ mass ɔzem akɔ hye father ne nsem because ye dan nya itu ne ebien pe edan no ne fie no eseyi ana ni Roman chapel dan osiwa enti tu ne ebien pe enti obe na abo no ɔzem kɔ hye enti Roman sofo no ɔzem kro Roman school na all compound ho no make start day nursery
okay
nti abrewo na obi be ka do ye konfo no no ozemo crochet father nsem
I don't know how one come no I don't know what initiative to
ozemo ka share father nsem and so that Catholic started from infancy and then remember back to Winneba myself father no a Catholic so now I was no commerce kakra na mako a Christ apostolic kakra na me na besia so se mako Ghana apostolic kakra
I see
and then but if yankasa me na nkanso ye sofo aboaje Markin ye na nkanso na oze ebusuan bobo aze na nkasa no oye Methodist you know ye ozigwa oye merchant sikenyipa na igwezi no mu na obeye Methodist sofo baptizing and obey Methodist sofo nti yefi ankasa ya Methodist fie nti ebe simpa na eka sofo Markin fie a obi enyim the sofo Markin fie ye oye Methodist and nkofu bisa zintina was it osahin was it them abozin
me kai say in parliament because inside the talk be kan na nka ho
you know oye if you mpanyimfo na wɔtse ho no wɔfa no mo so dem abozini adawacha na wɔze dem izina wɔn sisi de kwamena mpanyimfo de aza wɔza amon or they use into nka de wɔre opɛ ye mpinti honorable nti wɔka de ɔyɛ mpanyina za wɔza amon na panyina za azemo wa ntutu no fo mbɔdwa masa nti wɔtse ho na wɔze dem ebozin no wɔze ma mejitum medase na mejizi de edwuma no yɛbɔkɔdo yaye ya fameze
na Freemason so kakra eka ho ene de open secret wo ka say wo bi
nti ono wasa no yɛbɛka no
oh there be say no ka ho na no nka ho
oh say no pay ono wasa no
no me no was me family wise of course I mean it's obvious
well I'm a family man I me so edwuma sim ntam na mpanyimfo hye me nkrande benyine ze se ehase de echichiri wo edwuma na rebobra e wara oyi
okay
and me jitum because awore ze o ma wo benyin no e stable se ye benyina enware ya wa brebo ye basa nda reso besi hwe eso hwe into one of the things are impenyin ma ai metase wa brebo mo ntedo e wara o ma ye more responsible and I don't regret it
okay
brebo the isuanzama and oyazisua from day one and moframa wonu hwem wankasa wa brebo and all you learn a lot so I am very happy being a family man, being a politician, being a lawyer, and above all being an entrepreneur because that is what creates the opportunity for the many that are unemployed. But I would end by saying one thing. I think we need a national orientation
on
in this country.
Okay.
Where all of us will reorient ourselves and have a certain national psyche. Because sometimes I feel very sad. The way you abuse opportunities, the way akwenye bi fi abem ba yenhwedu
okay,
and this is across board NDC NPP the public service the way abenaze yenhwedu ye. I think that as a country we need to reorient ourselves.
Okay.
Omampeyin Kufo started Ekede Kufo na bredo okreti Ministry for Information and National Orientation. Listen, nzama nkoye even the private enterprise nkrofu complain obi ejuma wambantam time odo obi bejuma o say oko prayer service bi obi oko retreat obi work Friday by 2 o'clock we fi ejuma obi weekend on bejuma Monday because this or that nkrofu pi ati won ejuma wakofa abrofo na war head wo Ghana weekend mukro menyanko bi ni facility mukro no yezi nkomo na mu de Indian fu ebien ebasa wetwem ho am say na Indian fu yo say kwamena ejuma no manfa Indian fu na wamba manager ejuma no bugu
Ghana ni ntime nye
I was sad mpocho atmasa entrepreneurs p a lot of businesses they are bringing foreigners to head because of what mpocho atmasa in our public service a lot of waste because of young attitude. I believe that as a country we can set that right. You go to America, they say America first and the American dream. There is that sense of patriotism kasibi, but I think go to be obi fido politicians no crowd no DS continue so ye important masa
adwuma na enye wadwuma
in even in the company bi no obi ni attitude towards it. So I'm calling on government.
Okay.
For now they have
the power.
They should initiate something.
Okay.
Create a national dialogue on this matter. Let all of us rally around it.
Okay.
Certain things must change. It's not just a change in political power, but a system that we all run.
Okay.
Onkoye. Yansisa. Na yansisa yan nzama ayariye. And I say this with a heavy heart because in Winneba, there are lots of interventions. Maya is gone waste because of attitude. I remember hima boat is amobi onfanye juma nkofu gum workup wonyanam woba sikano on your account na boat nimpo etuakaw na echi boat no woba wose engine asay ebua asay free nti owo no kohwehwe sika nipa no hwe wanim na wakacho because of you dey be asabi awu was can that matter obi amani dweti onfanye juma onye because of your party member ni sika no so asay then as it chan oba ose oyer meniska no fanko hospital. I'm seeing there these things cut across and it's all over.
Okay.
Many people have benefited from the government, from Rawlings to Kufuor to Atamils to Mahama, Akufo-Addo and back to Mahama, and are abusing these opportunities. Private sector initiatives. If you go into some of these state institutions, they give out money to ordinary Ghanaian to trade, to do business, and you ask of the recovery rate, very low. I'm saying that such an attitude there, or you're buying no motor tractor for my farm, should end.
Okay.
And let's benefit from the state and allow the generations unborn to also benefit. Because if you look at the policies of the West now, the America trade war and Samuel Kukodi, the Western world is now looking more inward than before. They are no more talking about let's send aid. Let's go and invest in Africa. Let's budget for Africa's development. No,
it's about themselves.
They are also looking at it. They look. What's what bread? Also, the Misikano was it a one development or better? So how do we create the world ourselves? By changing our attitude, by adopting a new posture, calling out those who are getting it done wrongly, ensuring that collectively, no, yema omanu weziye. Otherwise, another 4 years of waste. A new government will come, the same system, and then where would the vicious cycle end?
Ha, honorable. A question said that me will be brave. What can win it by semi compare kai me news beer. Me yeah now there's some more ball a NDC member be said well lucky a toilet before. You will be says and I had 8 years and not 2 honorable now we they saying that when we say no lucky.
No, it was something that I was talking about. But still because also and you know the story also NDC abredo and I will see the toilet and we'll see toilet. Listen to the story, how funny the story is. A toilet in we'll see no opening or lobby for the toilet to be built no or the Shannon said there on no soon faswa.
Oh, okay.
Important matter. So for the period now MPP Babemo do we see toilet in the Zion school AME Zion primary school assemblyman okodo okoja na ba yasam. No, I call
bonafide way.
No, and these are some of the examples, but we can work on
orientation in the assembly.
Well, we need to work
on
it and also not victimize our public servants and our security agencies because we are taking too much partisanship into all these institutions and it affects us. Me mistake be a you repeating in there and under the BBC are on here so BBC not on here more on concept we can make it better but that massa from 1992 I don't think that if you improve the way we do things and there will be a but we can do better as a nation and I should also add this that as minority our job is not to obstruct government. Our job would be and is to constructively criticize, provide alternatives. We are not just there to say there, as in yet, but we will continue to provide alternatives. But what we expect from government is tolerance. And we be shena dosu, and then machoism, na taxing, and all the maslinging and defamation and name calling and trivializing issues. Government should also adopt a posture of responsibility and tolerate dissenting views, and that is what I believe would help our democracy.
You better say me jawa mawako na I mean some of me baby say ya dear minim say Ghana for do omo any di weche no enim say koso na me so we dey sa emoye we dey me pe ane anase dey bi say uyonko pa ene honorable Kennedy Japan na Afenyo a presidential primaries Okobi. This year, said we see or see a young I mean on a lot of platforms would the NDA a man of Bonabaso say waboa pain. Me pacho send a mekan ane and I said baby. Ubetune for say this year and so 2028 Obekwana.
Answer na member. Answer na here programming. We agreed on the questions. If you allow your producer to be bringing in questions, if you yourself you want to introduce things, you've already introduced about 4 questions outside of what we agreed.
Baby, I would defy.
Okay, so let me answer you. All right, so let me answer you.
Okay.
First, we are in opposition.
Okay.
My job as minority leader is to ensure that we are stable in parliament. We are seen as a formidable force, and that Ghanaians trust that should they give us the opportunity, we can do things better. Ghanaians and the party expect unity. My job is to act in a manner that will lead to unity and bring peace within the rank and file of the party.
To advise people to go for.
My job is to act very, very neutral. As a leader, so that the presidential friend then contest obi bia obi win bia no ayen in parliament yitumna ya rally behind the person. Is the reason why I make my colleagues MPs there. So beya the flag bearership race no Yeni na yemfa neutrality posture bi emfa enter because it doesn't help where obi eco declare me, or yedema oze into chemba.
Okay.
We need to ensure unity. So we are not on this platform to be talking about flag bearership.
Okay.
Kennedy and I remain inseparable in relationship. He is a man I respect and love as a big brother, an uncle, a father, a mentor, and a colleague. We are a family. Okay? I know the relationship between us.
Okay.
And that relationship will remain. Nyankopon mbo the relationship no ban. I have very good relationship with many others in the party who I respect. Brian and I have been very good friends.
Okay.
Dr. Baumia as our vice president, we've been very good in relationship. Honorable Dan Botre, Honorable Boache Jakun, the General Secretary, the National Chairman, the former Majority Leader, all the senior party members, Council of Elders, I maintain very good relationship and we bond well.
Okay.
I do not think that critical times are me being out there making public pronouncements will help the cause of the party. And let me remind the party one more time. All we have are the legacies of President Kufuor and President Akufo-Addo. And for 2028, the only weapon we have is the Akufo-Addo legacy. Listen, Obi Botun waba kana Akufo-Addo dem, aben meze mfomdo. Aben bi enyiwa Obotun wa score 100%. But I want to tell my party members in there and opeya nyankopon all to nsupegu yedu ide. All we have is a legacy of Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
It is that legacy that we will rely upon for our 2028. Inti ebufunu ba na nzeme bi nkoye ya yanhwe ye na no famfa.
Okay.
Na yenyina yenye yan wa abota. Na yembompa na yemfa mboa na party no onfa ne tempemfra. Na me asho edumfo Yakupon de yankwache ajuda yakokumase.
Okay.
Ozikan the leadership of the party kache mo bibi. Party mpanyimfo ankor also wako. And Ashanti caucus of the party in parliament so wakwa kiche one. Says here no the mighty minority caucus. All the 88 of us. So last week your crow orientation war. Young brother Brana Champ. Yes, Joda, Nyamizi Yanko Chena. Yaroko, Kumasi Yakwedum. Okay. Na yekichi one. Na Yamon Shazin. Na Yanso mighty minority. Yatuto, Yansano. Kakra Yenyan. Yaso, Yazi Amona was the Ayone Jumane. Yasra Bende. Onshe na za all the oye. Zebwa mamaketino. Otum Manumu no. On Manumu. Inti, Yeni Medumfo. They should be assured the mighty minority MPP caucus will be with them Monday afternoon, God willing, next week.
Okay, yo. Ono be beda sepa na ye be say also say miracle inimuno. If
you want me to come here again, don't set traps for me.
Oh, me set a trap for na send the man set a trap am.
Oh, za landmines P.
Oh, Samum. Me so the moon say boko.
Landmines P.
You better sepa ewo umre na wadachi ye ni sopa. Abusuafo ha say na me ne Osahene Alexander Afenyo Markin former majority.
What's the Osahene?
Osahene.
Fahene Fanti Osahene.
Osahene.
But of course, Ashanti the market Osahene. Okay. That's then was Ashanti.
Obi odi ekun anim.
Oh. Okay.
Nti osa ene. Ti odi dom anase ekun akonsa.
Na say nyum da fi e bezi aboche. First Saturday in May.
Oh, okay.
Ifutu man ya na aboche.
Oh, okay.
Twafo dentifo asafo. Wo ka kira aboa na was aba. 90 ye busy enough.
Okay.
Ntino.
Mu invite e betimi aba.
Of course UTV or the woba.
Okay. Yeah, tie.
Woba nso am host one.
Oh, okay.
Woba am host one.
Producer mpacho what?
One brand one promote. Yo futu abotre simpa odebi kese ye busy enough.
Yeah.
Nti promote man.
We mpacho ya tie was for enti osahe na Alexander Afenyo Markin, a former majority leader, now the leader of the mighty minority. Ono also and a member of parliament Emma a futu constituency na ne yene na twetwe nkomo 101 ewo addiction stroma.